So many of us are going to be, well, all of us have endured persecution at least once in our lives. We have endured persecution for our faith. We have endured persecution for the way we live. We have endured persecution for the people we're around. Many of us are going to endure persecution. I myself have endured persecution. I'm like under persecution a lot because I have a few ex-friends who are saying, oh, you're crazy for doing that. Oh, you need mental health. Oh, you need peer therapy. There's going to be a lot of people who tell you things. We shouldn't be discouraged by this. Of course, we're all going to deal with persecution in our lives, but we shouldn't let that really hold us back, because Christ also deal with persecution. And there's a lot of Bible verses about persecution, but I'm going to be going over 2 of them because I think these are really overlooked verses, and I just want to be able to give you guys a new perspective on persecution, or to give you a new perspective on persecution that you may have not heard before. So the first one is John 4:44. He himself had declared that a prophet is not treated with honor in his own hometown. So, in our own hometown, right? When you first started out, the town you were born in, when you first started following Christ, what were the reactions you got from the people or from your family? Well, your family probably supported you, or maybe they didn't. Maybe they didn't like you following Christ. Your friends, you're probably like, man, why are you talking so much about God? Why are you talking about so much Jesus? Why are you talking about so much about this? They probably thought you were crazy for mentioning Jesus. You're like, stop forcing your religion on people. I'm not trying to spread hate, by the way. I'm just saying, like, this is what normally people say. But like, the thing is, when we are persecuted in our own hometown, this should be expected. We're not going to always be honored by everyone. There's always going to be some people who are going to persecute you, who are going to be mean to you, who's going to be rude to you, who are not going to fully understand the full picture of being persecuted, or of Christ. So Jesus even said that we're often going to endure persecution, and that's just the truth. There's another verse. Let me see if I can find it. Matthew 5:11-12. Yeah, Matthew 5:11-12. Blessed are you who people insult you and persecute you and all kinds of calamities against you for my sake. Rejoice and be glad, for your reward will be great in heaven. In the same manner they persecuted the prophets who preceded you. Now this one, blessed are the people who are persecuted. So when people hate you, right? When people despise you, like, I hate this person so much, you shouldn't be sad that one specific person hates you. Instead, you should rejoice, because then you are living as Christ lived. Jesus was hated by everyone. Well, not by everyone. Like he was hated by the Pharisees. He was hated by the scribes. He was humiliated. He was mocked. He was misunderstood. He was innocent, and yet he was the one who died on the cross. Yet we are not innocent. Yet we gain God's mercy every single day. Life is fair, but God is fair. So when the reward says, when people hate you, you should know that when pain happens, right? We're reminded that this place is not our home. So every time you're persecuted for your faith, every time you're persecuted for something that you do of Christ, you are blessed, because your reward will be great in heaven, and eternity is better than life is on earth. And so every moment that you're still breathing, every moment that you're persecuted, you are blessed, because your reward will be great in heaven. And so you shouldn't be worried about that. For it is great that there's going to be a lot of suffering in this life, and suffering comes in many ways, and it can hit you unexpectedly at any moment. So, and when that happens, we often run to fear. We often run to overthinking. We often run to, oh, what is going to happen in the future? Will they continue to hate me? What about this? What about that? What about... It's like, no, don't let your mind wander off to unnecessary places where it doesn't need to wander off to. You're carrying burdens you were never meant to carry in the first place. Alright, I think I'm getting off topic. That goes on to another video. But the main deal here is, when you're persecuted, you shouldn't worry. For, I forgot what the verse is exactly. I think it was, I'm forgetting. Alright, I remember now. I can't believe it took that long to remember, but alright. It was 2 Corinthians 12:10. For this reason, I rejoice when I endure weaknesses, insults, hardship, and persecutions, and distress for the sake of Christ. For it is when I am weak that I am strong. So here, Paul is talking about he rejoices every time he's persecuted. He rejoices every time there is hardship. He rejoices every time he's in weakness. He trusts the Lord with every aspect of his life. He trusts God with every aspect of his life. Everything that happens, whether it's bad or good, he trusts that the Lord is working all of it for the good of those who he has called to his purpose, and for the good of those who love him. So, the message I'm trying to say is, when you're persecuted, do not think that you are hated. Do not think Christ is disappointing you. Do not think that this is the end of your road. For the building of your suffering, for the building of your faith will produce perseverance. Suffering is needed to build character. And we're going to lose friends in this life. We're going to lose either family or people who aren't of Christ. But we may seem sad at first because we built relationships over them. We think we're justified with staying them because of how long we stay with them. But the thing is, when people who are not of Christ, when they are taken out of our life, we should rejoice because we trust that God is making our path straight. So when we are persecuted, trust that the Lord will comfort you. You are blessed. Your reward will be great in heaven. And enduring persecution is something very important. Be blessed that the Lord is leading you through all these trials and tribulations for the building of your faith. And we should take great joy. For the building of faith will produce perseverance. I know I'm repeating this a lot. I'm not trying to rant on too much. But the Lord is always with you, no matter what, even through the dark times, through the good times and bad. Rejoice always in the Lord, for He is our refuge. God bless.